Hello, I am Love Tucker, the fantastic Brooklynite, born and bred. You know what it is. And, I'm just Adonis's mom. Mm.
Yeah, you can't go from mid-tone, mid-high.
Love Tucker the model. Tell us about modeling as you see it.
I always prefer to think about other people as models. I don't really think of myself as a model, really. As I've coached other people, ironically, right? I try to have them see themselves in their confidence. That's what I see modeling as. Modeling is the idea that someone wants something that you have, because that's what you're doing, you're selling. So whether it be a runway or print, portrayal is the thing. And your confidence is going to put forth whether or not we believe you in that role or not.
Got you. So on runway, is it hard to build someone's confidence, or is it hard to teach them how to walk, or are they one and the same?
So I kind of give people a reality check when I've done coaching for walking, and I remind them that they have been walking since they were 2. So it's not very different from that. You're literally putting one leg in front of the other. It's about the confidence, and you either have it or you don't. And there's one phrase that I just say, practice makes permanent. There's no such thing as perfection, as much as I try. So just keep practicing, and then your confidence builds after repetition. Then it becomes a habit. And once something becomes a habit, hopefully it's a good habit, but once it becomes a habit, then the confidence is there. Even I still get butterflies when I go out on a show. It's like, okay, don't fall.
Yeah, definitely. So now when you're coaching someone, is it easier for you to have someone with too much confidence and you got to bring them down, or someone with low confidence and you got to work to bring them up?
I don't do that much coaching, probably because I'm a builder. So someone who has a bunch of confidence and they just think that they really know what they're doing, that just leads me into a different direction. Then I think about when I'm like fashion director and I have to show them a different way to walk. That's more difficult because they've developed a habit. And then there's ego involved in there. But if their confidence is lower, that's easier to build.
Got you. So fashion now, model and fashion go hand in hand. With the hats, explain to us, what do you do with the hats and your love for it?
Okay, so I am the fashion director for the Great American Hat Show. And lucky thing for me, since I have such a small head, which apparently is a bit of an anomaly as an adult, I can get them custom made, which before I probably wouldn't wear that much. So it is absolutely fantastic to be flexing all of my creative muscles at the same time. I write in that show, I choreograph what the walks are going to be. I work with the models in terms of the hands-on fittings, the choreography. There's so much to this show. But it is really a showcase of all kinds of artistry. So between the hats, the fashion, music, there's skits that are usually now in the show. So it gives me an opportunity to infuse ideas that might not live anywhere else except for my head. And it's like, yeah, we like this? Okay, what about this? Every once in a while, the director lets me even pick a song.
That's the reward. Excellent. I saw some of your work in the hat shows, and I was blown away because I'm totally oblivious to the hat industry. And is it a big thing, or is it something that's growing? I see different brands that you're working with, and I see one particular brand that you were around. Can't call the lady's name that you work with.
You must be speaking about Harriet Rosebud. So
Yes.
she is the producer of the Great American Hat Show. And the Great American Hat Show is really a show. And it is an annual show that is a bit almost like an offshoot of the brand, the Harriet Rosebud Millinery. So hats are huge. I'm just want to say that every season, all the time, whatever you're wearing, you can wear one, right? So I can't even I can't even articulate how masterful and creative and over the top and understated and subtle everything can be, because it could be a headband.
Right.
And then it could be, I was wearing something that was a cascading piece that came over my head one time and tucked into literally the same skirt. So it is fantastic to go the entire gamut with that.
Excellent.
Alone.
Are these all black-owned brands, or they from everybody?
Well, predominantly what's been featured in the show. So we've just celebrated the 10th anniversary of the show, and she got a special proclamation, yay Rosebud. And it's predominantly black-owned businesses, women-owned businesses. One of the featured designers is a person who owns a particular shop in Harlem called the Brownstone, and Princess Jenkins is part of the show each year. Larry Underwood is like the resident male designer. There's usually one or two featured designers that come in from out of town, and they tend to be black designers
Okay.
with their own businesses.
So lastly, before we close this piece out, I'm a young creative, boy, girl, however you identify yourself. There's not, from where I'm sitting, people that you look up to that are hat designers. Where do they aim at? What do they look at? And what advice would you give them to keep striving? Because, you know, we have this, or be a rapper, or be a basketball player, or be this, or be that. We so box in sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say to that young creative that wants to design hats? And what direction would you try to push them into?
Well, I'd say you can always find some way to express your creativity when it comes to design. And one of my cousins loves fashion. Bring her to the show, right? I brought her to the show, and it's like, and now she's excited to come each year. So I'd say look for things that are in your vicinity that speak to, even in the margins. This is a direct correlation, but because hats, shoes, like I know a fantastic shoe designer. These things are niche, they're accessories. But when it comes to clothing, even that, okay, I like hats, I like shoes, but okay, I can do clothing. I can go to school for clothing. Okay, and in that, then you'll be introduced to other people who can put you on the right path of, you'll find out, you know what? I like clothing, but I really, 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 really like making pins. And you'll start down that path. And then you'll be in with people that can put you in that even narrower path.
Nice. All right.